International Women's Day, which is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women, also marks a call to action for accelerating gender parity. As the day is marked today, the call is to invest in women and advance gender equality as crucial for building prosperous and sustainable societies. With me in the studio is Rita Ezenwa-Okoro. She is a creative, culturist, and social entrepreneur. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes, it has been.
Thank you for having to be here on a special day like this. I will start by the fact that today is International Women's Day. It's a special day, and as an entrepreneur, what should we expect in women? Expect for women in business on a day like this? More so that the team is accelerating progress.
Okay, what I expect from women in this period is a refreshed, revitalized commitment to moving forward, to being fearless in business, and to embracing the opportunities that are available to building their capacities, and also, of course, utilizing opportunities that would enable them expand their businesses. And also, especially with the theme inclusion, embracing that theme in its entirety, that regardless of our size, our height, our abilities or disabilities, every woman in business has a right to succeed and to excel.
Let's talk about the role of women in business as well as finance. Every intervention that has gone out from government, from private sector, you often hear women should come first. You hear women and youth, you hear women and children. How have you been able to utilize these opportunities, and would you say is enough over time?
I do have a concern with the term, the role of women in business. Because I don't think men are asked that question, what's the role of men in business? I think that first of all, we are all humans, and that the challenge that women have had over time is a cultural issue. Humans are first relational, are performers, they are innovators. And just like humans, women have the right to thrive and have the right to excel just like everybody else. But however, where you have cultural practices that create a bias on what a woman can do and what a woman cannot do, I really think that that's where the challenge is. And I think that women are breaking glass ceilings in different ways. And I don't think that the question is whether a woman can do these things or can excel in business. It's really how can we create an enabling environment for women to thrive.
Wow. So at this point, would you say that environment is being achieved at this particular point in time? I agree with you. Talking about cultural biases over time, that has been overcome. What's the level of success at this level? And as it relates to business, it's about, yes, being a human, but then there is this level of consideration that is given to women for them to excel more in business. One of the considerations is the fact that, yes, women are the caregivers, they're the ones who takes care of the home front. And the home front is actually very, very strategic in national development as well as progress and prosperity of any nation.
Yeah, the reason for this is because of the cultural challenges, we've had to be intentional in every sector about the inclusion of women, right? In an ideal society, that wouldn't be the case. But we have to be intentional so that we can reach the mass, we can reach the number. Like I run an organization that has been intentional in the inclusion of women in the digital creative space. We actually call that program Digital Amazons, where we build their capacity in graphics design, in video editing, in things that would bring them 6 to 7 figure earnings, right? And I think that it's that intentionality in saying where is the gap and how can we make sure that we're building the capacity for women to fill those gaps, and also provide an environment that allows mothers, that allow women of any creed or difference to be able to participate in economy.
Now, talking about the Amazons and the aspiration of earning 6 to 7 figures is huge. How has that been over time?
It's been amazing. So we started the Digital Amazons program in 2019. And in the last 4 years, we have trained 262 young women. And about 20% of the young women that we focus on are persons living with disabilities. And we have a value chain from training to internship to employment and to also supporting those who want to go full on into business. And I can categorically say that 80% of the young women who have gone through our programs are well placed and are earning 6 to 7 figure salaries.
Awesome. Now, about 2.7 million global figures, women have been restricted from benefiting to a large extent or having access to some kind of choice jobs that is kind of regarded as men dominated. Now we're talking about breaking the ceilings. Women have proven over time that they can actually do some of these jobs and not just do them, but do them and excel in doing them. Do we have peculiarities, particularly for us in Nigeria at this level, at this time?
I could give
and
you,
if we do, what are you doing as women to ensure that these barriers are overcome?
It's just being excellent in what we do. I think that's how we break the barrier. I remember a story of, because I run a design and print production company, and I remember a prospective client called me, and he's a man. And when he called me, I could, from the tone of his voice, I knew he was taken aback by the fact that a woman answered that call to get his orders, right? But he went ahead and ran this business with me. And at the end of the day, he got what he would have gotten from anybody else. And I think that whatever it is, that as long as women are excellent at what they do and they thrive and are given equal opportunities as men, that they will excel. So it's really about creating those opportunities for women. Women have that capacity to build and reproduce themselves.
Okay, while men are supporting women in attaining some of those heights and achieving some of those feats, we see women also supporting women. We also have a deliberate attempt by government to ensure that women's rights are not just protected, but they are empowered, talking about activities of the Ministry of Women Affairs. Now, let's talk about partnerships between private and public sector, women supporting women. How is it going, and what should we expect going forward from now?
I think it's really improving and it's building. More and more I'm seeing a lot of collectives, a lot of communities that have been created to support women. We have women in business, collectives like this. We've got women in communication. There are lots of clusters, and also the cooperative systems are still very critical and essential for the development and of women in business, and I think it's really improving and it's getting better and better.
So what should we expect beyond the theme, beyond celebrations of days like this? Should it be an everyday thing? What are those strategies you're putting in place to ensure that the woman is not just heard, but the woman is doing what she should be doing for economic development and national growth?
Yeah, I think that it's on a daily basis. It shouldn't be a one-off thing. I know that this celebration is just a day to mark the exceptional feats of women and to remind people about, the history behind how, this day began in the first place. But it should be an everyday thing. Everyone should be aware and sensitive about the power, the extraordinary power of women in community, in society in general, and to be supportive of women and all of the things that they have to do in building our nation.
Thank you, Rita Ezenwa-Okoro, for sharing your thoughts with us at this particular point in time, while wishing you the best and best and best in advancing women advocacy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, Business Express continues after this break.